Welcome to Cowboy Leather. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Uh, Weather seems to be changing around here. I hear that the weather's getting kind of nasty in other parts of the country. I just hope everybody's, safe and warm. Heard they had a bad time up there in Kentucky. Got some bad flooding. I understand lost 4 people. Uh, Bless them and up there, and prayers on them. So today we're going to make a Slim Jim holster cross draw style. So without going into a whole lot of detail, just follow along. It's pretty simple. We're not going to tool it. We're going to use veg tan leather. But I'm not going to tool this one. I'm just going to, basically cut it, wet it, fold it, stitch it, and call it a holster. Let's make something, shall we? We drop it down here so you can see the table. You can see my hands. Let me grab my position of honor. All right, we're just gonna chase and trace. It's pretty simple. Like I say, you can tool it, put inlay in it, whatever you want to do. I'm just not going to get that fancy and elaborate with this one. There we go. All right, where's my magic knife? I'm going to use my curved blade. Let's see here. Run across my strap a couple times. Hold it like a pencil. The other side will need some of that in a minute. How many of y'all watched the Daytona 500 yesterday? I used to be in a NASCAR until basically I think I stopped, not really stopped watching it when Dale Earnhardt Sr. was killed. That I really stopped watching it when they went rogue and, started saying everybody's cars have to do this and have to be built like this. They've taken the fun out of it. They've taken the old saying, run with your brung. NASCAR's forgotten where its roots come from. People like Junior Johnson and not Jimmy Johnson, but Junior Johnson. Lived up there in the Carolinas. They NASCAR, for those of you that are young and whatnot, NASCAR was started pretty much by moonshiners. So, it's how it got started. Junior Johnson and people like that used to run moonshine. Then they decided to go play on a racetrack or start racing on the beach in Daytona. But I don't watch it anymore. So far, there's nobody that I recognize anymore. Dale Sr.'s gone, and all the old timers are gone. So I think that's one of the reasons I got into leather work. Give me something to do so I didn't have to sit there and watch it. I shouldn't have said quit. I used to watch just the Daytona 500 just to see what the new cars look like and paint schemes and stuff like that. But when NASCAR dropped Winston, and he stopped letting like Joe Camel car run, Budweiser. It just kind of sort of like took the fun out of it. And Darrell Waltrip used to drive the Tide car. A lot of comedians used to say, oh, yeah, the Tide car, all washed up. But that's back in the old days. Like I say, they don't, and they change, it's not, you race for 50 laps, or then he stopped taking intermission, let them work on the cars and stuff like that. That ain't racing. But have you all noticed any kind of pickup in your business since first of the year? or y'all still kind of slow? I've noticed a little bit of pickup. I'm getting it. Excuse me. I'm getting in some pretty good requests. You know, stuff uh, that woman contacted me the other day. Want to know if I still made leather suspenders? I said, yes, I do. So, you know, things are picking up around here. Yeah, it's picking up around with you. All right. Let me just. I used to make quite a few of these, but like everything else, they've kind of slowed down for a while. On my shirt. All right. Now, like I said, it's going to be a cross draw, so we got to put a belt loop over here. So that's why I say we're going to use that, throw that in the pile. I'll save that for later. Got too many knives laying out here. All right. Remember, in one of my videos, that's another suction cup attached to a uh, quilter's ruler. See how big this is here. 4 by 4. Let me poke some holes in this and we'll be right back. All right. I put my holes in there. Laid it out here. So when you fold it, what we're going to do now is we're going to put a little glue on here. While you're waiting, we'll go ahead and stitch in here. Alright, I'm going to go stitch this and I'll come back and we'll put some glue on there. Let that set. Let me put you on hold again. Alright, I got that sewn on. Got some glue on here. Let's let it set. Now, this holster, this excuse me, this size is made for the 32. No, excuse me, 36 caliber Colt single action Army cap and ball. The Colt 44 or 40, yeah, Colt 44, Colt 45 will not fit in here. It has to be, I think, that holster pattern, I think, is about an inch and a half, almost. It's a excuse me, inch and 3/4. It'll just barely fit in here, but it won't. I mean, it'll fit barrel wise, but the cylinder won't fit, and the trigger guard will hang out the top up here. Now, I know there's some people out there that get all squeamish and get all nervous and jerky when the trigger's exposed. But that's the way these holsters were made back in the day. The trigger and trigger guard were exposed on most of your Western style holsters. So, some people say it's quicker to access the trigger. They wouldn't, they can't go off because, you got to thumb cock it, blah, blah, blah. But 90% of the time they supposedly carried a 6-shot. They carried a dead cylinder. Basically carried the hammer on a dead cylinder just to prevent an accident. But, the modern reproductions we've got nowadays, they got the transfer bar and stuff like that in them, so they won't go off. In fact, I don't know. Check this one. Front half cock. Yeah, it's empty. Now this one here. No, this one hasn't got transfer bar on it, but some of these newer ones. This is the 45. The old distinctive 3-click. 1 click, 2 click, 3 click. I made that holster. That's my personal holster there. I got to do a few things to that one before I put on the belt. It's just going to be, I made a 3-inch gun belt. I got to put the bullet loops on it and put a trigger thong on that one, on that holster. So now we're going to try. Hopefully everything will line up. Make sure this lines up. That's a trick when you make a holster. Get it to line up. Especially when you're using real thick leather. So I'm gonna go stitch this up. Be right back. And then we'll see if it fits. All right, I've stitched it up. Now we're gonna do some handwork on it. Actually, I've already skied the edges, sanded off the rough spots. But before we get all excited and spend a lot of time on it, this is a Heritage Arms Rough Rider 22 Magnum. This will never fire again. We just use it as a pattern. Fits right in there. Like I said, it also fits the 36 caliber. Now you can, if you so desire, come down here and wet this up. I gotta burn them off there. Wet this up and go ahead and, run in the wet form the barrel and stuff like that, if you so desire. Now, what I'm gonna do is take the pistol out. There it is. I'll leave that in there. This up out of the way. If you want to form that up, you just put your pistol back in there. Blue gun, whatever you want to use. There we go. Let me put that around you. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. Just like that. You can make a cant more. You can make a cant any way you want. You can have it so it's when it's on the belt, it stands up higher. Now what I can do, what I'm going to do, is I poke a couple holes down in here. Run a hammer thong up, droop it over the hammer so it doesn't escape. That's how I make cross-draw holsters. Now you can do the same thing with any holster really. For your 38, 357, whatever, your semi-automatic. It's up to you how you want to do it. Excuse me. You're the builder. You're the visionary. Excuse me. So that's how I build them. I can build them any way the customer wants, but I may hang on to this one and use it for my other pistols. So, with that said, I'm going to do some stitching. Oh, I don't remember if I did, but here a couple videos ago, I was doing some sewing on the Ferdinand the Bull, better known as the Hot Mess. And if you notice, when I hit the pedal, the lights would dim. That wasn't the sun. That wasn't the light or outside light. What happened is the motor was going bad, and every time I'd step down on and try and sew, it was drawing power. Well, after I got done with the, I believe I was sewing a holster, I shut all the lights off, and I ran my circuit tester on it. Come to find out, the servo motor was taking a nap. That's polite ways of what was really happening. So I had to replace the servo motor on it. The one I put on there, the one I took off was like 500 watts, and the one I put on there is like 600 or something like that. The other servo motor that burned up, that one lasted, I think it lasted about a year. It'd be a year this coming May. But it was, I don't know, I do a lot of sewing on it, so maybe you just decide to go bad. But, they advertise them as brushless. Well, anybody knows anything about electric and electric motors is you need a brush as the motor turns. It has brushes in it. So, be careful, because they'll tell you they're brushless. But whatever. I got a new motor. It's back on there, and it sews real good. I got the programmable speed one this time for it. It's got the automatic needle up, needle down. I don't need all that stuff. I just set the speed and go with it. So, like I said, I'm going to get back to work. Hope everybody has a good week. Hope you stay busy. If you got snow coming your way or, heavy rains, be careful. And hopefully we'll see you come Wednesday. Cowboys out. Bye now.